What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover. On behalf of the executive team over at Eyefrica Media, I just wanted to say thank you and happy World Sight Day. OB Malopi and I are just beyond thankful and just grateful for everything that you guys have done in the eye care industry in regards to just making the world a better place. Africa is here and Africa is here to stay. We're not going anywhere. You guys have done an incredible job with creating amazing content. You guys have done an incredible job with educating other eye care professionals regardless of which country you're in. You guys have done an incredible job to maintain your practice during COVID-19. You guys are just great. And I'm talking all eye care professionals from the front desk to the executive level. Without you guys, the world would not be a better place because we have the opportunity to take care of the most precious sense known to mankind, which is vision. And in order to continue to be great, we have to be able to educate each other and grow together as a profession. Although COVID-19 has really made us stumble in regards to eye care, I personally feel like it is still the year of vision. We have been able to come together as a team, we've been able to come together as a unit, and we've been able to work together to get through this. Utilize Eyefrica Media to really take your practice to the next level because it's an amazing resource for education, resources, whatever you think to take your practice and your personal branding to the next level. Eyefrica Media can help you out with. So I just want to thank everyone that's actually participated on the platform, whether it was a podcast, whether it was an article, whether it was a live stream. Thank you. You are really making a difference. And I want to see every country in Africa represented on the Eyefrica Media platform. This platform is for you guys. Thank you again for everything that you have done. Let's stay strong. It is truly the year of vision. We will have ownership and we will move stronger and together more than ever. Thank you guys. It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover. Stay healthy, stay strong, and stay blessed. Thank you so much. Much love, you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Lebohang Mhlabati. I'm a qualified optometrist with therapeutic privileges. My passion is in clinical optometry. As you know, my drive is to make sure that I contribute in the reduction of preventable blindness. And as you know, as optometrists, we are the primary eye care providers and the first point of call for any eye care needs. So we need to make sure that we educate our patient, but also most importantly, we need to make sure that we upskill ourselves so that we can give excellent breast care. We make sure that our clinical expertise are at the highest level and we provide excellency. Also, you must know that protocols change, management protocols and clinical medicine changes all the time. So we need to make sure that we keep abreast with the latest technology and change with time and make sure that we upskill our clinical knowledge as optometrists so that as the world changes and the protocol management changes, we are actually ahead of it. We all know that statistically, 80% of blindness is actually preventable. And in most cases, 285 million people worldwide suffer from low vision because of preventable diseases. And we know that as optometrists, we play a critical role. For example, a lot of people get blind because of diabetes. So when a diabetic patient, normally when they come to our practice, we make sure that we examine their eyes. We conduct a dilated ocular eye exam to make sure that we check their retina to make sure that there is no retinopathy. Also, we receive a lot of patients who are actually having glaucoma. We make sure that we check their IOP and manage their IOP accordingly. We also have a lot of patients who are having low vision. We need to make sure that we check them and give them assistive devices that will actually be able to help them to read comfortably. And also you might have patients who are also low vision but want to be able to see far. We also make sure that we provide telescopic ocular devices that will assist them to have enough mobility. Also you might have patients who are having glare. You just make sure that you give appropriate tint that would actually help them with the glare. You might have patients who are suffering from dry eye. You need to make sure that you examine what type of dry eye they're suffering from and provide the accurate medication to help them with the dry eye. You might have patients who have lost confidence because they've lost one eye. You should be able to provide and bring back the confidence by providing prosthetic eyes. Also, Also, as we all know, people suffer from poor vision mainly because of keratoconus. You know, one of the things that we do to actually prescribe keratoconus, we can prescribe if it's a minor early keratoconus, you can prescribe soft contact lenses, but also as it progresses, then you can probably give RGB lenses or hybrid lenses, or you can also provide sterile contact lenses. Also, you need to make sure that you examine your patients and take accurate measurements so that you are able to design the best sterile contact lenses that you can give. Also, the most important thing as an optometrist, the slit lamp. This should be your friend. Make sure that you examine all patients with your slit lamp to check if all their ocular surfaces and diseases are not there. And lastly, make sure that you check their visual field to check that holistically they can see well and comfortably. We all know that optometry is not only about vision, but we provide confidence, we provide a new way of life. We help patients to have confidence. We help patients to live and restoring their vision and their independence. So we need to make sure that we are very innovative as optometrists, and we also need to make sure that we have clinical excellence. We are customer centric, and that will be reflected in patient satisfaction and much value. We need to be consistent, because consistency is the key in making sure that we are providing the best excellent ocular eye care. And I know we can do it, so let's continue and be efficient and make sure that we prevent blindness and reduce the burden of avoidable visual impairment. Thank you very much.
It's Dr. Ibrahim Khan here with an eye care message for you. You know, 80% of what we learn is actually assimilated through our eyes. So any form of vision impairment impacts negatively on social and cognitive development and ultimately can result in a decreased quality of life. The World Report on Vision, as published by the World Health Organization, informed us that 2.2 billion people around the world have a vision impairment, of whom at least 1 billion have a vision impairment that could have been prevented or is yet to be addressed. In South Africa, 6 out of 10 children with reduced vision can be corrected, but only 20% of these children have been corrected. These are major statistics. You know, regular eye exams can actually help to improve these statistics. Optometrists undergo intensive training in all forms of eye care, fields of eye care, seeing patients in all types of settings, rural settings, urban settings. I am part of the academic faculty team who are actually responsible to ensure that our students receive the best training so that they are equipped to handle all types of eye care problems. Don't become a statistic. Have regular eye exams. Follow up and follow through with all of the advice that your eye care practitioner gives you. I care about eye care. Do you?
Hi everyone, I'm Chantal. Thank you to Vision Straits and Eyefrica Media for the opportunity to talk to you today about myopia management, a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I feel that as South African practitioners, when it comes to myopia management, we face challenges that our colleagues abroad do not necessarily come across. These being the fact that we do not have all the myopia control treatments available to us that our colleagues across the pond do, and the ones that we do have tend to be quite costly for the patient. With our economic climate being the way it is, especially now post-COVID, where people have lost jobs and may not be able to afford expensive treatment options, this makes dealing with progressive myopia even more difficult. Having said that, it does not take away from the fact that myopia is becoming more and more prevalent globally, and that it is up to us to educate our patients about myopia progression and why it is a problem. They think that by 2050, half of the world's population will be myopic. So we're talking about 6 billion myopes, and 1 billion of those will be high myopes over 6 diopters. As you know, with high myopia comes pathology, retinal detachments, myopic maculopathy, and a higher risk of developing glaucoma and cataracts. So it is vital for us to have the myopia control conversation with our patients. Even if myopia control treatments are not something they can immediately afford, at least you've planted the seed and they can plan. They can also start implementing things like visual hygiene, making sure the kids get enough outdoor time, limit screen time, all of which can help. Another important thing to do is to build a great relationship and have the myopia control conversation with your local ophthalmologist. I'm fortunate to work with a great ophthalmologist who compounds atropine himself. So he takes care of the atropine side of things and the axial length measurements, and I handle the optical side, be it orthokeratology or myopia control spectacles. This way, the patient hears the importance of myopia management from two different practitioners. What I would like to say to young optometrists who are looking at venturing into a speciality is, don't be afraid to try something new. We learn most effectively by doing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, just be prepared to learn from them and to fix them. And lastly, get a mentor. Look up someone who has a lot of experience in your area of interest and reach out to them. Don't be afraid to ask questions or sit in on consultations. By supporting one another, we can achieve excellence in our industry and uplift our communities. Thank you for listening.
This is Charlton. I'm an optometrist from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm very passionate about eye health education. So I'm going to talk about 3 aspects of training that every eye care professional around the globe and indeed our continent needs to have. The first aspect of training I'm going to talk about is leadership training. You realize that we as eye care professionals are positioned to champion policies that affect how eye care is run. And so we definitely need to have some leadership skills to be able to achieve this. The second aspect of training that I'm going to talk about is continuous professional development. Basically what it means is that we need to constantly be fine-tuning and advancing our skills so that we can be able to be positioned to serve our patients and societies better. The last kind of training that we as eye care professionals need is business training. You realize that either if you are an entrepreneur working in one's practice or you're an entrepreneur working on your own practice, you definitely need some business skills to be able to navigate the eye care world. It is worth noting that it has grown very competitive lately, and so having business skills will definitely be a useful skill. I want to give a shout out to my friend Obi Malope for enabling this to happen, and thank you so much. Cheers.
World Sight Day 2020 has arrived. This is significant because in 1999, the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness set itself a goal for the year 2020. Its campaign, Vision 2020, The Right to Sight, was aimed at promoting action towards achieving this goal of a world in which nobody was needlessly visually impaired. Well, 2020 has arrived, and in reality, we are very far from achieving that goal. Though much has been accomplished over the past 20 years, and I've been blessed in my career to have witnessed some of these significant changes in the way governments have seen optometry services in a new light, have incorporated optometry services within health systems. This has increased access to services for previously marginalized populations. But while much has been done, much still needs to be done. It's estimated that almost 1 billion people all over the world still do not have access to a basic pair of spectacles. So while my work has now moved from public health and development into optometric education, I see my role now as inspiring the next generation of optometrists to become vision care advocates, to see their role as beyond just a clinical one, but part of their role being that of an eye health advocate, impacting health systems, impacting communities by expanding access to eye care services. In reality, it's people who are poor and who live in rural areas who are most affected by the lack of access to services. This year's World Sight Day theme, Hope in Sight, is apt. It speaks to the potential of providing vision care services, or that providing vision care services can have, to inspire hope to these marginalized communities who are often overlooked when it comes to health service provision. So my message to all optometrists out there is, let's take the slogan of Hope in Sight and let's continue to inspire hope by providing vision care services wherever you are in your communities, in your practices, being cognizant of the need and the ongoing need to expand our services to populations who've been unreached. I thank you.
Hello everyone, greetings. I am Fakhruddin and I am an optometrist. I am also a lecturer at Segi University, Malaysia. I and some of my friends have been founding members of the online Optom Learning Series, which is also known as the OOLS. This webinar series is on every weekend. This is for optometrists and optometry students to upgrade their knowledge. And today it gives me an immense pleasure to share my views on the importance of fitting specialty contact lenses into your practice. So these days our patients have various different type of requirements in terms of visual requirements, and patients are also looking out for answers or solutions to their conditions as well. For example, they want to manage their dry eye problems, which you as an optometrist can manage it or minimize their dry eye symptoms just by fitting a scleral contact lenses. Or they are looking out for good visual outcome if they are having irregular corneas, for example, keratoconus. With specialty lenses, of course, you can fit them and get their visual outcome to be improved. Different conditions again require different type of lenses in terms of fitting them. And of course, when you are fitting them with these specialty lenses, it is going to be financially rewarding. Not only that, but it's also satisfactory to you as a practitioner once the patient can see clearly, and the amount of positivity with the patient spreads is really commendable. And with these advancements in technology, of course, everything is definitely possible. The requirement being you just have to be a bit skillful. You have to have the basic knowledge of the design, what you're going to put on. You need to understand the design, and the manufacturers would be very kind enough to do or help you to do troubleshooting if you have any complications during the course of fitting their lenses. You might need additionally some instruments, for example, a corneal topographer, which is, I think is really important when you are doing ortho-K fittings or when you're looking at keratoconus fittings as well. And you will need some trial lens sets to fit these lenses, to have them feel the lens, to check what lens base curves and parameters you need. But all these will require some kind of investment, but trust me, the investment returns would be very, very soon. After you just fit about 5 to 10 patients, your investment would be of the trial lens, of course, would be back in that particular fittings. And of course, you need patience. So when I say you need patience, it means you as an eye care professional should be the one talking to your patients on the options available. For example, somebody comes to your practice and says that I want to go for swimming. Of course, they can wear daily disposable lenses, but if they are onto ortho-K, they might not require to wear any lenses or any swimming glasses with power. They can just wear ortho-K lenses, get their vision corrected, and they can go for swimming. Swimming is just one example, but there are other conditions and other requirements by our patients, as I mentioned, will definitely be solved, if not 100%, maybe 99.9% solved by what type of lenses you fit, provided their ocular health, of course, is good. So I would urge all optometrists to take up this step and get into specialty contact lens into your practice, because it is very rewarding. It is very, very beneficial to our patients. And as I said, this is one of my patients who we fitted with keratoconic lenses. And the amazing response you get from the patients once they get good visual outcome, that's what they are looking for. And it makes you feel much more proud and happy that you were able to provide and cater to your patient's need. So I would urge again to all optometrists listening out here to go and take this step ahead and go into specialty contact lenses. Probably go step by step, look at what is the community requirement. If you think in your practice you need myopia control more, so you start with myopia control and slowly dive into keratoconus management, and probably dive into dry eye management, So it really is a beneficial aspect when it comes to clinical practice. Thank you very much, Eyefrica. I think I probably have made my point clear and gave you some insights about picking up specialty contact lenses into your practice. And a very happy World Sight Day to all optometrists out there listening. I know 2020 has not been the year which we optometrists, wished to have, but nevertheless, I think this time gave us a lot of, challenges. But at the same time, I think we'll come back stronger. So thank you very much for your patient listening, and stay home, stay safe. If you're working, please use your social distancing, as well as make sure that you are safe and your patients are safe. Take care and bye bye.
Hi everybody, I'm Shanae, and Vision Straight and Eyefrica Media has asked me just to chat to you a little about the importance of fashion in eyewear, as eyewear has become a very big part of the fashion industry nowadays. You can see eyewear on every catwalk as well as in every second fashion magazine. Nowadays there are so many different frames available, there are many different colors, many different shapes, and it's important as an optometrist that you cater for every single personality and every single individual's needs. There are a lot of fashion, high-end fashion brands that have now come out with eyewear ranges. I'm just thinking about brands like Prada, Dolce & Gabbana, Ted Baker, Hugo Boss. It's only to name a few of them that have visioned into the path of doing an eyewear range.
I believe that your stock should have a wide representation of not only the trends that are available, but also a variety that will suit every budget. Some of the generic brands also have beautiful trendy frames, and by stocking them, you open your doors to a broad target market. Eyewear has become one of the most important fashion accessories. The perfect pair of eyewear is the finishing touch to accessorizing any outfit. It tells the world who you are and what you stand for fashion-wise. When a patient walks into your practice, they should feel at home. It is also important to help your patient to choose their frame. Invest time in training your staff in the latest designs. Choosing a pair of glasses is a very important part of your patient's experience. Your practice, staff, and yourself should also present well to the public. A patient will feel comfortable if they can see that they can trust you with this very important decision. The industry is based on vision, and if their first visual impression is good, you open a world of opportunities to impress not only your patient, but the referrals that will be sent your way. When the patient leaves your practice at the end of the day, they want to make a statement for their health. If they find the eyewear that fits their lifestyle and needs, they will make a statement which helps to keep their vision in top form.
Hello everyone, I'm Pooja Singh. I'm a business development manager for Resolution India, which looks after the Roski account for North, South and East India. And I've been working as a consultant optometrist in Delhi NCR since past 7 to 8 years. I'm really happy and glad to be the part of this global campaign on World Sight Day. I will like to share few important skills that a young professional should basically take into consideration if they're planning to have their own independent optometry practice. Firstly is the communication skills, which we are all aware of. While dealing with the patient, follow up, aftercare, dispensing, optometrist should have a very effective communication skills, soft skills, how to talk to patient, how to deal with the patient, the customers, and your staff should also be trained in a similar manner. It is very good if you also happen to know the native languages of the customers as well. It's a boon, right? Secondly, we have the motivation. There are times when your practice may be overburdened with work. There are times when the staff may resign. There's times when you may incur losses, error, negative feedback, too much of competition. You should be motivated enough, and you should also keep on motivating your staff. In good days, you should reward them with bonus, and in the time of low phases, you can motivate them that you are with them. Thirdly is business. Apart from knowing your optometry skills, you should also know how to manage your taxes, your finances, because these things also account for the major part in the management of an independent, good running optometry practice. You can also hire an accountant if you want. Fourthly is the delegation of task. How well you allocate the tasks to your staff and how you well manage them will be very good, because we cannot be a jack of all trade, right, and have all the responsibilities on our shoulders. We really need to trust our staff and train them accordingly. And lastly, the most important in this era is focus and the social marketing, the digital marketing, because you also need to be updated about the new products. You also should be digitally aware. There should be a digital platform for the promotion of your optometry practice, and how well your staff are trained to it, and how well you cope up also in the physical practice, and also how well you are well versed with the virtual ones. These things are very much important and are going to be very much important in the coming era. Thank you, Eyefrica Media. Thank you, Umalop. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Choma Mary, and I'm proud to be an optometrist. To mark this year World Sight Day, I would love to let you into the world of optometry and also share with you the part of my practice I'm very keen and passionate about, pediatric optometry. You all know that vision has a massive impact on the social, motor, cognitive, and academic achievement of children, and doctors of optometry always help to secure a bright and successful future for kids. Many parents are not aware of the fact that children's eyes go through rapid changes in the first 6 years of life, and the need for them to have regular vision checks to help detect, treat, or manage any visual challenge at a tender age. I find pediatric optometry to be very key in building the future we all want to see, because when a child has a perfect vision, only then can he or she be able to realize all his potentials and make meaningful contribution to the betterment of the world. Yes, it's true, treating children can sometimes be challenging when you know you have to deal with their screams and cries during their eye check, but with great patience and with tender love, understanding the crucial role their eyes have to play in their overall development, this challenge can always be addressed. The world needs optometrists measuring and getting training in pediatric optometry to help equip them for effective and comprehensive pediatric vision examination, treatment, and most importantly, preventive care for children. I hope you join the League of Pediatric Optometrists today.
My name is Jacob Onyango. I'm a BSc optometrist, currently based here in Kenya, and I'm so excited even as we celebrate the World Sight Day. As optometrists, we know very well we impact a lot positively on patients' life, either directly or indirectly, especially on our daily-to-daily practices as an optometrist. And I would like to say, for example, we've had several patients. Some of them have these refractive errors like myopia. Then after correcting their vision with either spectacles or the contact lenses, then you find these patients, they are able to see clear. They come out when they are very happy, and they would appreciate the services that we've given unto them. And especially if they are students, it increases their confidence and they are able to perform even better in their schools. And now, I would also say that as optometrists, we pay a lot of attention into their general health as our patients. We've had several patients coming into our practices, and some of these patients have come when they are hypertensive, some of them are diabetic, but by a simple fundoscopy, for example, identifying arteriovenous leaking in a patient that has come to our clinic, will give us a sign that this patient might be hypertensive. Some of these patients have come to my clinic. I have referred them to a general practitioner. And when they go there, these patients, they come out when now they are much better because their hypertension is managed, they are put on a diet, and these patients are very happy. I would also say there is also need for collaboration between optometrists across Africa, and especially support. It could be support in terms of the knowledge that is given out, and especially being that Africa, we are facing an economic crisis. Most of our patients and the people in Africa, they are not able to access Medicare, leave alone eye care. Medicare alone is an issue. We have several patients who are out there in the grassroots. They have refractive errors. Some of them have cataract. Some of them have glaucoma. And you know that these are avoidable blindnesses that can be helped when it is at an early age. Then, if we can identify these patients, then they will be able to be helped. We have multi-specialities in eye care, especially in optometry. We have those who have specialized in low vision. We have the contact lens practitioners. We have those who have specialized in binocular vision anomalies. If we can have all these people coming together and working holistically as a team, then we will be able to help these patients and give them necessary assistance and send them to the specialities that will be able to help them better as optometrists. And I would also say that the stakeholders that are involved in eye care, if we are to make it grow, especially in Africa, they need to come together. They need to collaborate. They need to bring people together. We need to come together. This includes the ophthalmologists, the optometrists, and even the general medicine practitioners. If we have patients who have diabetes, we will send them to the general practitioners who will be able to take care of them. If we have patients who are hypertensive, we will send them to the physicians who will be able to take care of them. There's been issue about harmful delays, especially in eye care. Patients come, they need surgical operation, but there's harmful delay because there is no collaboration between optometrists and ophthalmologists. If this is there, then we will be able to refer these patients in time. And these patients will be able to be taken care of. Their surgical cases will be able to be taken care of. Their refractive cases will be able to taken care of, and even their pathological issues taken care of in time, including their general health. If we come together, then Africa will make eye care great, and we'll be able to go miles. Thank you.
Hi everyone. One of the discussions I love having with patients is about biofilm. Bacteria in our eyelids cause biofilm, which research compares to plaque on teeth. When it's explained to a patient this way, it's really easy for them to purchase an eyelid hygiene product as well as to come back for more. Some of the products that you could use is the Crescenti range of eyelid products, Alcon wipes, or Navy Bluff. Something else that I use in practice is also the IQ eyelid cleanser from IQ Green Solutions. It contains hypochlorous acid and kills 99% of germs. Some of the services in the practice is meibomian gland expression. This is thanks to Mariki Salias, whose workshop I attended at the SAOA conference. Some of the things that you would need to start the clinic is a brooder mask, which your patient needs to wear for 10 minutes, which will massage the oil glands and obviously soften them. The next thing that you would need is an alka brush with a cotton wool tip. You then need, and I hope I pronounced it correctly, a debridement tool to actually scrape off the biofilm from the lids. Lastly, you would need a pedal tweezer, and this gets into the lids to actually express the fluid out of the glands. I really do hope that these tips have been helpful to you and that you will be able to implement it in your practice really soon.
You wear golf shoes on a golf course. You wear techies to the gym, right? And ladies, you put on your killer stilettos when you go out at night with the girls. Now tell me, would you wear soccer boots to a tennis court? I don't think so. I'm Tieti from Tieti an Optometrist. This topic is very near and dear to my heart. There's a misconception that one pair of glasses is sufficient to meet your needs and your hobbies. In my view, that's incorrect. I'm a spectacle wearer myself, and I'll use my daily life as an example. I work in the beautiful Mpumalanga province. I drive on a beautiful stretch of Noto Road, 80 kilometers. The only problem is that the sun shines directly in my face. For that, I use polarized prescription sunglasses. Because of the properties of the lens, these omit certain wavelengths from the sun, making my picture more clear, giving me higher contrast and comfortable vision. At the office, we all use digital devices. I use my laptop, I use my cell phone, and in my test room, I use a digital box. All of these emit harmful, powerful, bright light, and that's quite uncomfortable. In these trying times, our kids are forced to learn from home. Online learning has become the new norm. Parents are working from home. You sit on your laptop, sometimes late at night. That is harmful to your eyes, and more importantly, can interfere with your sleep patterns. For that, I choose good quality blue control lenses. Because of the properties of the lens, they absorb certain wavelengths similar to the sunglasses, which then in turn gives me comfortable, clearer vision, and more importantly, don't interfere with my sleep patterns. At night, driving back on Mpumalanga, facing those 20, 30, 40 buses every evening, I kid you not, night driving lenses for me are not an option. Combination lenses are also available, like the pair that I'm wearing now. That's where you get photochromic lenses, and on top of that, a blue control lens coating put on top. So options are available, ladies and gentlemen. Onus is on us as practitioners. It's quite overwhelming when you hear of words like HMC, ARC, photochromatic, back surface, front surface, index. That can be quite daunting. But your trusted optometrist is in a position to advise you accordingly based on your needs, based on your hobbies. I challenge you, my fellow practitioners. The world is moving, the wheel is turning. Educate yourself. Put yourself in a position to know what's available out there. Put yourself in a position to advise your patients accordingly. We live in trying times. What a time to be alive. That's why it's Yeti an optometrist. Our motto is quality eye care for absolutely everyone.
Hello, my name is Dr. Anesu Madikani, an ophthalmologist practicing in the state in Pretoria, South Africa. 8th of October 2020 is World Sight Day. What an honor and a privilege it is to have functional vision. But as we celebrate and commemorate this day, let us not forget the millions of people across the African continent and the world at large, in fact, who do not have access to good eye care facilities and furthermore who have ailing eyesight. My wish on this World Sight Day is that all eye care professionals across the continent, whether we be ophthalmologists like myself, optometrists and opticians, would work together to see how best we can work at eradicating preventable blindness in our lifetime. My wish is for every community to have access to quality and excellent eye care facilities. This World Sight Day, as each and every one of you enjoys the privilege of having sight, spare a moment to think of those who don't have sight. Thank you.
Come through. Okay. Welcome to an investigation room. This is an endothelial cell counter. We use it quite a lot for corneal work. And this is an autorefractor. The important thing with this autorefractor is that it uses ray tracing technology, so it's quite accurate. Okay, and then this is the endothelial cell counter. What it does is it counts the number of endothelial cells on the back surface of the cornea, which are quite important. It takes a photograph of that and it gives you a count, and it also looks at the shape of endothelial cells to see how much they differ from the normal endothelial cells. And we also privileged to have a Pentacam AX cell, which is the latest model in pentacam photography measurements. We also have an eye trace, which is one of the most technologically advanced pieces of equipment in the practice. It's a wavefront analyzer. It's only found in a few practices. And come through, let me show you some of the examples. It's a patient that has gone toric lens surgery and couldn't see well following the toric lenses. And this wavefront analyzer has a toric check module where we can look and see if the toric lens is sitting at the right axis. This is the internal wavefront. You can see this is the wavefront of the lens. The lens is sitting at 110-degree axis. And if you look at the corneal, the axis of astigmatism on the cornea, it's sitting at 85. So you have a 25-degree difference, a 25-degree difference between where the lens is sitting and where it's supposed to sit. And what's nice with this piece of equipment is that it gives you the refraction of the patient as is now. So this patient has an astigmatism, residual astigmatism of 3.87 diopters. And if we had to rotate the lens 25 degrees, we would get a 3.72 change in the cylinder power, and the patient will be left post-op with this little bit of astigmatism, 0.1 diopters of astigmatism. So you have a patient like this, you'll be able to take the patient back to theater, turn the lens to the right axis. This is another example of what this piece of equipment can do. There's a module called the dysfunctional lens index. So with the wavefront, we can look at the wavefront of the cornea. The patient, the E on the cornea, the wavefront of the cornea is pretty good. This is the right eye of the patient. And the internal wavefront, which is of the lens, is also good. And when you have early cataracts in patients, you tend not to know when to operate on this patient. With the DLI function, what I've showed you in the right eye is a normal DLI, and this is the left eye of a patient that shows a reduced DLI. Unlike in the other patient where the DLI was quite high and it was 10, in this patient it's 2.36, and you know to operate on a cataract like that. Sometimes we see this phenomenon with clear lenses where the DLI index has come down, but the lens is clear, and on a slit lamp you can't see a cataract. And the Heidelberg OCT, ocular coherence tomography. The OCT is normally used to look at the macula. We take a line scan through the macula, which is the most important part of the eye, to see, and we can see the macula in the foveal area in more detail. You can actually see all the layers of the retina and see where there's any pathology. With the OCT, you can also take scans through the optic nerve and analyze whether it's healthy. We can also do a ganglion cell analysis on patients, and this is actually a normal ganglion cell. You can also analyze the ganglion cells of a patient, which are the innermost layer of the cells that you find on the retina, and they're quite important. And in a normal scan, you get a complete red donut of these cells, and this represents a normal scan. In this patient, however, you can see that the donut is not complete, representing an abnormal ganglion cell population. And if you can just look at this, the loss of ganglion cells respect the vertical meridian, and this is quite abnormal, and this patient actually would be suspected of having a pituitary tumor that presses on the optic nerve, and you can actually send this patient for CT scan analysis to see if they have a pituitary tumor or not. This particular patient has a macular hole and it's well represented on an OCT. This young patient presented with a central serous retinopathy, just a detachment in the macular area, and we found him to have an optic nerve pit that caused the pathology. This patient came in for scleral lens fitting, which we can also do with OCT assistance, and this actually represents the scleral lens. This is the tear layer between the lens and the cornea. It's a keratoconic patient, and you can actually do direct measurements on the machine itself to exactly measure the tear layer thickness. With the OCT, you can look at the landing zone of the scleral lenses and make sure that they fit nicely on the patient's sclera so that the lenses can be as comfortable as they can be, and you can actually do measurements on the OCT itself. You all know a pentacam and its capabilities. It's used mainly for corneal work, especially keratoconus, to diagnose and follow keratoconus patients. Hey, this is the consulting room. Welcome. Let's have a chat. One of the biggest technological advances is in cataract surgery. The intraocular lenses that we use in cataract surgery have evolved, but now, recently, we've been using standard monofocal lenses that give you good distance at good vision at distance. But patients until now recently had to wear reading glasses for near vision. Recently, multifocal lenses have been introduced. This one in particular has a sinusoidal pattern that allows the best light transmissibility, and that allows the patient to see very well for distance as well as for near. All right, welcome to my laser room. All right, this is where we do all the laser procedures, laser PRK procedures. For this particular machine, it uses cold laser, it uses YAG laser, and patients do not experience as much pain with PRK as they use with the old Excimer technology. And what's exciting about LASIK is we can treat astigmatism of up to 5 diopters, hyperopia of up to about 5 diopters, myopia of up to -10. And what's nice about the programs that we have on this machine is that now we can treat presbyopia, which is the aging eye. Patients that could not read and needed reading glasses can now be treated for them to be able to read when they have presbyopia without glasses anymore. This is a Zeiss series photo that we use for angiography to look mainly at diabetic retinal disease. And yeah, do angiography on these patients and other retinal conditions. We also have an IOL master, which is a machine that we use for biometry to calculate lenses for cataract surgery. Okay, this is a YAG laser that we use following cataract surgery to polish up intraocular laser lenses should they get a little bit of fibrosis. It also has an SLT module that we use to treat glaucoma to reduce pressure. We treated the trabecular meshwork with SLT. We have a pattern scan laser, which is an argon laser that we use mainly for diabetics to treat the retina, and it burns 24 burns per shot. And as a result, when argon laser treatments on diabetics used to take us about 30 minutes to complete. Now you can do it under five minutes. Thank you guys for coming, joining me on a tour of my state-of-the-art practice. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Lebo Mulwabi, and I'm the managing director of a company called Below 360, which is a Johannesburg-based company, and we focus on social recruitment across multiple industries, and also provide HR outsource services to small to medium enterprises. We cover the entire employee life cycle, from attracting the right talent, onboarding, induction, performance management, employee development and engagement, all the way to the final stages where you're offboarding an employee. As an entrepreneur, you probably wear a lot of hats. For me, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, a friend, business owner, just to name a few. But just looking at my business before fine-tuning it, over and above this, I was the recruiter, the accounts person, payroll, manager, marketer. I mean, the list is endless. As you can imagine, this becomes quite overwhelming and leads to some costly business mistakes at times. Our clients typically come to us for multiple reasons. The first being that they need to hire people, whether it's a first-time hire or you've been burned before by hiring family members or a cousin of a friend. And that sort of hiring ends up in a lot of frustration or tears. Secondly, it could be that they're looking for a plugin. There's a short-term project where they need somebody with HR capabilities to assist them. Others come because they don't have any HR policies or procedures in place, and they need those for compliance purposes. But a lot of times it's because there are employee relations issues and you've gotten entangled in so much that you don't know how to get out of it. Whatever the reason is for seeking out an HR professional, ultimately, one wants to have an effective talent attraction and management strategy so that you can increase your business ability to grow, to innovate, and adapt to the changing economic environments. The question that I've been asked to address is around having the right team on board and why hiring great talent benefits your business. I have narrowed it down to 4 top reasons. The first one being that people are the most vital asset of an organization. As an employer, you need to value your employees the way you value your customers, simply because they're your biggest asset. Customers may be the reason why we go into business, and it could be that they're the reason why our businesses continue to shine. But without your employees' hard work and dedication, you may not gain customers in the first place. So as an employer, it's very important that you invest in your employees seriously and treat them in the best possible manner, because if you invest in your employees, they will invest in turn in your company. The second reason is that your employees have got a great influence over your customers. Every employee on your team has influence over some or all of your customer relationships. One dissatisfied employee can damage your capacity to serve customers. So you need to ensure that they understand their role, they understand where they fit in terms of your entire business strategy and how their role impacts the business. If this has been communicated to them regularly and they feel valued, then the chances of them not supporting you in your business aspirations are then reduced. Thirdly, now, I think that the most powerful energy is brought into your company by people that you hire. So if you empower your people, you value them and you trust them, they'll be more dedicated to serving your business and your customers. And if you have like job descriptions that are limiting and you're not allowing people to use their intellect and their hearts in their roles, you will stop your employees from like getting into collaborative efforts where they're creating solutions and innovating. The last reason is that your people or your teams or your employees will help you to drive your revenues. Employees are not machines. Like your customers, their attentions are constantly being pulled from different directions. If you're able to use the right sort of messaging where people clearly understand what needs to be done, then you reduce the cost from mistakes, and then they're able to drive more business revenues. Your business really is powered by your reputation as a business owner and the people that you surround yourself with. So make sure that you don't hire just the right skills, you hire the right attitude, the right work ethic, the culture fit needs to be right in the sense that the person's values need to align with your business value. But most importantly, you need to hire people that have empathy with you as a business owner and knowing that their success is linked to yours. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Peter Nodé and I'm very privileged to speak to you about unity in eye care on this World Sight Day forum. We have been earmarked as one of the biggest optical stores in Africa. We've got multiple optometrists working under one roof, and I think therefore we deserve a little prize for unity. One optometrist can't know everything about every aspect of the optical industry, and therefore we allowed each optometrist to further develop their skills in certain aspects of the optometrical field. We've got low vision specialists, dry eye, sports vision, ortho case, scleral lenses, all multiple aspects of optometry. By further developing our skills, we found the courage to approach other disciplines in the medical field. And I think that's the unity that I want to speak to, is that we should be able to approach different aspects of medicine and identify to them that optometry is part of this process. Who better to identify obesity other than an optometrist? Who better to identify early diabetes and refer a patient out to a dietitian? But for that you need a relationship. So as optometrists, we need to learn how to network with some of our colleagues in the profession and outside of the profession. We've got the ability on our premises to educate and help educate some of our younger colleagues. We've reached out to them and we said to them, listen, if there is an opportunity that you want to sit in with and learn from, come and see some of our patients. Work together with some of our optometrists that's got a unique skill set. Therefore, you can develop and learn something, and that's very important. The time is now to develop some of the younger colleagues you have in your area. It's also another aspect that we've done is to reach out to the outskirts of our town for some of the colleagues that doesn't have the facilities to manufacture lenses and cut lenses on site. We've given them the opportunity to make use of us to better their pricing, better their service levels to their customers. It's not about taking patients out of their practice, it's about giving them the ability to better serve their patients in their practice. Again, creating some unity. My cry is that we can achieve so much more than when we work together. You can't be friends with everyone, but you can be kind. I would like to finish off with the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, travel alone. But if you want to go far, travel together.
Hello everyone, I am Priscilla Afwapa, a Ghanaian-based optometrist. Today is all about World Sight Day, a celebration to spark global awareness on eye care. Eye care and eye examinations are very important to our general health because the eye is the only non-surgical way through which blood vessels could be directly examined for any damages, and this gives your eye doctor an idea of what is most likely happening to the blood vessels in other parts of your system. For this reason, the eye is regarded as a window to the body. Now, when you schedule for a comprehensive eye examination, be assured to be examined by an eye doctor, and that is an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. A comprehensive eye examination provides detailed information of the overall health of your eye, detecting signs of ocular conditions such as cataract, refractive errors, glaucoma, macular degeneration, and many more. Majority of these eye conditions actually, when detected early with timely intervention, you are assured of a positive outcome with improved quality of life in the society. It will interest you to know that certain systemic conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, thyroid disease, sickle cell disease, cancer, and many others could be detected through a comprehensive eye examination. And this makes your eye doctor play a critical role in your general health because we work together with specialists and general physicians to positively influence your health outcome. Depending on your age and the status of your eye health, your eye doctor will determine how frequent you should schedule for an eye examination. Please remember this. Expect that your eye doctor will ask you lots of questions whether or not related to your eyes, because this is what helps us to serve you best. And you can only trust us to provide you with high quality eye care services. This is the hope we have in sight, and that is the theme for this year's World Sight Day. Till we meet again, there is no need for you to fear or panic during an eye examination. Please stay blessed and stay safe.
Hi everybody, it's John Boyson here from the University of Johannesburg. I'm currently a fourth year optometry student and I'm really excited to be finishing. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Obi for this incredible opportunity to speak on his amazing channel. Thank you, Obi, for all you're doing for the eye care industry. Really enjoying your content, and thank you for pushing us forward, especially in South Africa and Africa as a whole. I'm currently surrounded by a really strong group of graduates, and I'm really excited to see what they have to offer in the future. I'm excited to follow along their journeys and see what they get up to in the following few years. I'm confident that the future of optometry is in really, really good hands. It's in strong hands. So shout out to the graduate group of 2020. And I'd also like to say that, we constantly bombarded with so much information and knowledge, and it's actually up to us to, use it to its full potential. There's some amazing platforms out there that allow for continuous learning and continuous, for someone to constantly gain knowledge. And I think it's a big responsibility on our behalf to be able to use this to its full potential. I would also like to mention the fact that we are lucky enough in South Africa to have the opportunity to do therapeutics and to gain therapeutic privileges. And I think this is extremely important in our cases as leaders and future optometry practitioners, because it gives us the opportunity to catapult ourselves to the top of our game. And this is something that I can recommend to all my colleagues, all the guys that are leaving university and entering the industry, to take on this opportunity, challenge yourself, and really push the optometry industry forward in South Africa. This is one way that we can really give our patients the best possible care by diagnosing and managing their ocular conditions. I think the days of refractions are over, and I think this is a really good way of finding your niche in the market and industry. I was fortunate enough to meet Dr. Glenn Steele in the United States. He is the professor of pediatrics at Salus University, and I asked him for advice on what would be the best advice for someone leaving and entering the industry. And he said, what, the door is open for you guys. It's up to you to walk through it and to take on the opportunities. And I really, really like this quote because it's so true. So my leaving message would be, take the bull by the horns and take every opportunity you can and never, never stop learning. Thanks so much, Ovi, for the opportunity again, and all the best to everybody for the end of the year and the start of next.
Hi everyone, I'm V and I'm a qualified optometrist and multiple practice owner. As we celebrate World Sight Day, I want each of you to remember how special you are and the crucial role you have to play in this industry. It's time to level up. Know that there is untapped potential in all of us that we can use to propel the industry forward so that it benefits our patients and the entire optometric fraternity equally. The time is now to keep learning, to keep expanding our scope and contributing to our profession so that we enact change for the better of our patients and the young leaders who will come after us. Let's welcome technology and use it as a tool to improve our efficiency as practitioners so that we have the luxury of spending more time on improving our clinical knowledge. Most of all, let's work together. Let's share skill sets and uplift one another so that we can all grow the profession and be a little better than we were yesterday.
My name is Dr. Lichubani. I'm an optometrist and I have great interest in public health. Many a times I'm asked what the relationship between optometry and public health. Optometry is the public health profession, just as visual impairment is a public health challenge. As a public health optometrist, you'll be able to combine the principles of both specialties in addressing issues. In that way, you'll be able to provide care to communities, promote eye health, and also train community level eye health workers. As a public health optometrist as well, you'll be able to bring to knowledge information on eye health to individuals in rural communities. In Africa today, there's a high ever increasing prevalence of blindness, and many of the causes of this blindness can be avoided if these individuals had the right information, and also if they had health information, also if they had accessible and affordable eye care services around them. As a public health optometrist, you'll be greatly involved in the research in trying to resolve the major causes of blindness in the world today, just like diabetes, diabetic retinopathy, hypertensive retinopathy, and also glaucoma. As a public health optometrist, you'll be able to reach out to people in rural areas, to be able to track the onset of these diseases in individuals. So I enjoin optometrists to join in this, to participate in public health, and in that way we'll be able to spread the news about our wonderful profession. In that way we'll be able to let the world know more about what we do. Thank you.
Let's talk about digital media. Digital media can include various platforms where your potential customer or patient can reach you online. My name is Gersha, I'm an optometrist, and this is a video for Eyefrica Media. Eyefrica Media is actually a great example of digital media, so thank you to Obi Malope and Dr. Daryl Glover for providing us optometrists with this platform. Now, what am I talking about? Platforms. This could be your website, your Google business page, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, WhatsApp, the OcuMails that you may be sending out, and even the digital screens in some of the shopping centers, just to name a few. It's a great way to build brand identity and brand awareness online. A lot of my consumers are young, so I know that they are definitely online, and let's face it, there are millions of people out there with tons of information right at their fingertips, but just typing in what they are looking for online. And this is where we need to be. Facebook stories, Instagram stories, WhatsApp stories can get conversations started with your patients. I know that definitely works for me. Patients want to relate to you. They want to know what you're about, who you are, where you are, what you offer. And online can definitely connect us to people and make us reach people that traditional marketing and advertising could not before. I mean, we're connecting right now by sharing ideas on this platform. Digital media is definitely something worth investing in.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Madam Maureen Adana, an intern optometrist in Military Hospital, Lagos, Nigeria. Today, the 8th of October, is globally celebrated as World Sight Day. This day helps to increase awareness concerning eye-related diseases and eye health in general. Today, I want to celebrate all eye care professionals who has contributed to the growth of eye care in Nigeria and the world globally. With the team Hope Insight, I want to make sure that we continue to ensure that everyone everywhere has access to eye health. I want to shout out to my dear mom, who is also an optometrist and my mentor. I want to shout out to Eyefrica for increasing awareness of eye health professionals in Africa. I also want to shout out to NGOs that helped us to achieve our objective. Thank you so much, and happy World Sight Day.
Happy World Sight Day 2020. Today I'd like to create awareness on an often neglected part of optometry called low vision. With these patients, they are very vulnerable and we have to look after them very carefully, but we can make a big change in their life, and that's why low vision is such a rewarding field in optometry. I'd like to encourage more optometrists to become part of the low vision family, and to do that you need to have low vision charts. So the first thing you normally do is an absolutely in-depth case history to see what the patient's goals are and what they have trouble with. Then the next thing that you do is, most patients say, but I can't see the big E on the Snellen chart. So you really want to show them something that they can see. So it's good to have something like an ETDRS chart. And then my favorite is the fine bloom low vision chart. So if your patient can't see this big 7 on 3 meters, which we test on, then we want to bring it closer. And you can even bring it to 30 centimeters from the patient's face. So when the patient can see something, it's easier for you to refract to know if they see any better. We also do trial frame refractions that our patients can use eccentric viewing to see the letters that they need to see. The next thing that we use is we do like low vision near charts, and I absolutely love my contrast sensitivity screener, which gives you a little bit more information on the functional vision. You also want to have a whole series of magnifiers, stand magnifiers, hand magnifiers, and you also want to have non-optical solutions for them. So you can look at things like a typoscope and lots of different kinds of task lighting. Sometimes the only thing that your patient needs is proper light on what they're reading, and they can read much better. Also, we want to look at activities of daily living as eating, because when you put something like a fried egg on a black plate, it's much easier for your patient to see it and to actually eat. We'd like to encourage you that if you aren't going to have these things in your practice and you're not going to be doing low vision, please refer your patients to one of the numerous low vision practitioners out there. And I'd like to encourage you to also come with. It's so much fun when the optometrist comes with and they see the next step about what is possible, and then you can start doing that in your own practice. And the more low vision patients we can help around South Africa and the world, the better. Also, refer to a wider network of multidisciplinary low vision. It's actually like a support group. We do refer to orientation and mobility specialists, occupational therapists that do go to the patient's home, set it up, the kitchen, etc., and at work. And we like to work with psychologists that specialize in loss, of course your ophthalmologists, and even physiotherapists. So become part of the low vision family, and we'll show you who to refer to and what you need. Hope you're going to have a wonderful World Sight Day 2020. Goodbye.
Hello, it is World Sight Day 2020, and I am so happy to join Eyefrica in this campaign. As hard as this lockdown period was, one of the best things that happened to me was to join Eyefrica. This unique platform has allowed me to learn much more about eye care in my beautiful continent Africa, to connect with my fellow eye health professionals from all around the continent, and to exchange valuable information and expertise. As an ophthalmologist from Morocco, I have experienced firsthand the challenges to provide necessary eye care to everyone who needs it in my country. But outside of my little corner in the world, billions of people are still deprived from the beauty of life around them and are a burden on their communities. In 3 out of 4 cases, visual impairment can be fixed with a pair of glasses or a quick surgery. So, in this World Sight Day 2020, I pledge to spread this message of hope. Hope to end avoidable blindness. We can do this. In fact, you can help too. Whether you are an eye care professional or not, go do your annual exam today. Tell your parents, tell your grandparents. This is the first step towards ending avoidable blindness. There are so many eye diseases that can be prevented if diagnosed early, and you can do your part by spreading this message too. So let's all work together to end avoidable blindness.
Happy World Sight Day from Eyefrica Media. You know, when Dr. Daryl Glover and I started Eyefrica Media, the vision that we had was that we wanted to bring all eye care professionals together onto one platform where we are unified, where we are collaborating, sharing ideas, partnering up, being innovative as one force, one unit, because the people from Kenya bring a different element, the people from Namibia bring a different element, the people from Nigeria, Ghana, Morocco, South Africa, we all are unique, but one thing that unites us all and makes us the same is eye care. This year, 2020, is the year of the eye care professional, and we are super excited that Eyefrica Media, which is a gateway for all things eye care on the African continent, was launched in 2020. It is so amazing that in such a short period of time, we have had young people emerging as the next generation of leaders. We have ignited a spark, a fire, a passion from those trailblazers who have championed various innovative products throughout the years on the continent. And we're just so amazed how we are breaking through all the different racial, cultural, ethnic backgrounds that are existing. Eyefrica Media is for you, the eye care professional. Whether you are an optician, a frontline staff member, you are behind the scenes in the practice that you are working in, whether you're an optometrist, a practice manager, an eye care specialist, whichever role that you play within the industry, Eyefrica Media is the gateway that you need to be on. We have seen suppliers utilizing this platform to reach or break into new markets within the continent. The level of engagement that is taking place on all things eye care between young and old generation optometrists, it's absolutely amazing. As we go into this next 12 months, we want you to know that Eyefrica Media is the platform that you have access to, that is available for you to come and shine. It's not about Dr. Daryl Glover and I, it's about you. We want to see, or we want to show the world the amazing talent that is existing on the African continent. So as we celebrate World Sight Day, we are proposing a question to you, or a challenge, or asking a question, is that what do you want to do on the African continent or within your respective country? And you need to know that Eyefrica Media is here to assist you. We've got the necessary resources, we've got the necessary tools, we've got the necessary infrastructure, we've got the necessary individuals readily available to ensure that no country goes without having the best eye care services that they possibly can in order to serve the communities that they are in. And so we're calling everyone who is not yet participating on this wonderful platform to come on board. Join the Facebook page, join our Instagram page, join and subscribe onto our website, and follow all the different things and wonderful initiatives that we are doing as Eyefrica Media. Because at the end of the day, Eyefrica Media will only grow because of the people that are involved in it. And those people are you. And when Eyefrica grows, it simply means that the communities in which our practices, our institutions are operating in are benefiting immensely. And so the young students who are listening into this, and you have just finished your first year of studies, or you are about to complete your final year of studies, and are looking at a way in which you can learn from industry leaders, learn from trailblazers within the industry, or better yet, you yourself have amazing ideas that you want to come and share with the industry, come on board. We are here to celebrate you. Those industry leaders with a wealth of knowledge that you have accomplished or gained over the years, those expertise that you have, whether it be in low vision, contact lenses, pediatrics, whatever it is, come on board. Let the continent know about it, and we have provided a platform for you to come and be able to just share your wonderful knowledge. We are here to collaborate, we are here to partner, and we are super excited about where eye care on the African continent is going through. And just the testimonies that we have seen in such a short space of time already in 2020 has been super amazing. And so we hope you're all keeping safe. We are all surviving COVID-19. I know in the beginning we thought that, this is going to be one of those years where we're just not going to make it. But we are. We have seen so much innovation, so much technological advancements, so much creativity coming forth from the eye care industry, not only on the continent, but across the globe. And so just be safe out there, and we thank you for the support. We thank you for the prayers. We thank you for the collaborations. We thank you for just the energy that different people from different countries are bringing, ensuring that eye care on the continent reaches high frontiers.